Let's begin by crocheting the carrot-shaped Easter egg, which is primarily made with yellow yarn. First, we need to locate the yellow yarn. Take the hook with your right hand and make your left hand open. Bring the yarn from above your pinky finger, loop it over, and pull it up. Then, bring it under the index finger, pulling it down. Wrap the yarn around your left hand, from the middle and ring fingers. To form a loop, use your left thumb and middle finger to pinch the loop. Next, we will create a magic ring for the foundation chain. Now the starting yarn is ready. Insert the crochet hook through the loop on your left hand, hook the yarn hanging from your index finger, and pull it through the loop. At this point, you'll have one loop on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the loop, and you've completed the foundation chain stitch, also known as the turning chain. The turning chain sets the height for the next round, and each new round will start with a turning chain. The first round requires 6 single crochets into the magic ring. To make a single crochet, insert the hook into the large loop formed by your left hand, yarn over, and pull through the loop, leaving 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again and pull through both loops on the hook to complete the single crochet. Each stitch will form a V shape, which is called a stitch. For easier identification of the first stitch of the round, place a stitch marker in the V shape of the last stitch you make. Repeat the process. Insert the hook into the large loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over again and pull through both loops. This will complete the second single crochet. In this round, we need to crochet a total of 6 stitches. Finish the remaining 4 stitches, and let's count the stitches. From the position of the stitch marker to the first V shape below the crochet hook, we now have 5 stitches. This means we still need 1 more stitch. Complete the last stitch of the round. Once you finish, loosen the loop on your hook, remove the hook, and pull the yarn tail gently to tighten the ring. At this point, you should see that your work has formed a round shape. Now, pick up the crochet hook again and find the stitch where the stitch marker is placed. You can remove the stitch marker for now. Insert the crochet hook into this stitch, adjust the yarn's position a bit, and ensure the hook is under the yarn. Yarn over, pull the yarn through the stitch, then immediately pull it through the loop on your hook. This completes the slip stitch join. It's essential to end every round with a slip stitch. After the slip stitch, make sure to pull the yarn tight, as this will close the gap and prevent an unsightly seam in your finished piece. If the yarn isn't tightened, it may leave a noticeable join that disrupts the smoothness of the work. This completes the first round of your crochet project. Now, let's move on to round 2. For this round, we will crochet 6 pairs of double crochet increases, meaning we will crochet 2 double crochets into each stitch. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over once again, pull through, yarn over one more time and pull through. We finished chaining 3 as a turning chain. This counts as your first double crochet. Find the stitch closest to the turning chain from the previous round. In this stitch, crochet a double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through, leaving 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and pull through the first 2 loops. yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops. This completes a double crochet. With the turning chain we thus made a double crochet increase. Place the stitch marker in the space between the first double crochet and the turning chain. Move to the next stitch. Let's do a double crochet increase again. Yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch. Yarn over and pull through, leaving 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops. As we are doing the double crochet increase, we make another crochet in the same stitch. After finishing this, we made a second double crochet increase. We repeat the process for a total of 6 pairs of double crochet increases. This round will have 12 stitches in total. When you've finished 6 pairs of double crochet increases, there should still be 1 stitch left near the stitch marker, which is where the slip stitch join was made in the previous round. Do not crochet into this stitch. After completing the last increase, count your stitches. You should have 12 stitches, including the 3 starting chain stitches that count as 1. Once it's correct, remove the stitch marker. Insert your hook into the marked stitch, yarn over, and pull through both the stitch and the loop on your hook, completing the round with a slip stitch. Make sure to pull the yarn tight to close any gaps at the join. This completes round 2. Now, let's begin the round 3. The stitch pattern for this round alternates between a double crochet and a double crochet increase. First, make your turning chain, which consists of 3 chain stitches. Since the turning chain counts as the first double crochet, we can move on to the next stitch. Start by working a double crochet increase. The double crochet increase works the same way as in the previous round. To do this, make 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Yarn over, insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over again, pull through the stitch, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on the hook, yarn over again, and pull through the last 2 loops. Now, to complete the increase, work another double crochet into the same stitch. Once the double crochet increase is complete, don't forget to place a stitch marker in the turning chain stitch. Then, move on to the next stitch and work a double crochet. Yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through the remaining 2 loops. Next, move to the following stitch to work another double crochet increase. Start by completing 1 double crochet in the stitch, then work another double crochet in the same stitch. This completes the second group of double crochet and double crochet increase. Continue to alternate between a double crochet and a double crochet increase until all groups are completed. You will have 6 groups in total, which equals 18 stitches. You can count the number of stitch. If the number is correct, you can now move to where the stitch marker is placed. Remove the stitch marker. Insert the hook into the large gap where the stitch marker was, yarn over, and pull through both the gap and the loops on your hook to complete a slip stitch. Make sure to pull the slip stitch tight. This finishes the round 3. Next, let's begin the round 4. The pattern for this round is to alternate between 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet increase, and 1 double crochet to complete one group. Start by making 3 chain stitches as the turning chain, which will count as the first double crochet. Move to the next stitch and work a double crochet increase. First make 1 double crochet, then in the same stitch, make another double crochet. Be sure to place a stitch marker on the turning chain. Now, move to the next stitch. Yarn over, insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through the remaining 2 loops to complete 1 double crochet. This completes the first set of double crochet increase, and double crochet. Repeat this pattern for a total of 6 groups, which will give you a total of 24 stitches. Once all groups are complete, count your stitches to make sure there are 24 stitches. If the stitch count is correct, remove the stitch marker and insert your hook into the large gap on the left side of the starting chain. Yarn over, pull through both the gap and the loops on your hook to complete a slip stitch. Pull the slip stitch tight, and the 4th round is finished. Starting from round 5, we will begin a color change. Prepare the orange yarn. In this round, we will work a single crochet into each of the 24 stitches from the previous round while incorporating the color change gradually to form the shape of a carrot. First, chain 1 as a turning chain. Keep in mind that the turning chain for single crochet does not count as a stitch. Now, insert your hook into the stitch immediately to the left of the turning chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and pull through both loops on the hook. This completes 1 single crochet. Place a stitch marker into this stitch. Move to the next stitch and continue working single crochets. Counting the marked stitch, crochet a total of 10 single crochets. Pause to count and ensure that you have worked the correct number of stitches. Now, hold your hook and pick up the orange yarn. What we will do is gently pull on the yellow yarn to tighten it slightly. Undo the last single crochet halfway so that you have 2 loops remaining on the hook. Insert your hook into both loops. Then yarn over with the orange yarn and pull it through both yellow loops in one motion. This completes the color change. Pull the yellow yarn snugly to secure it. Continue working 5 single crochets with the orange yarn. For the next stitch, insert your hook into the stitch, and at this point, you can secure the yarn tails. Lay the loose ends of both the orange and yellow yarns across the stitch you are working into. Yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over again, and pull through both loops on the hook to complete the single crochet. Repeat this method for each single crochet, ensuring that the yarn tails are carried along and worked into the stitches. This way, as you insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through the stitch, the yarn tails are hidden inside the fabric. When you reach the 5th orange single crochet, insert the hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop, leaving 2 orange loops on the hook. Pick up the yellow yarn and yarn over with it, pulling it through both orange loops to switch back to yellow. Let's working 9 single crochets with the yellow yarn. After finish 9 single crochets, we can quickly check our work. There should be 5 orange stitches in the middle. To finish the round, complete a slip stitch. Remove the stitch marker. Insert the hook into the marked stitch. Yarn over, and pull through both the stitch and the loop on your hook. Pull the slip stitch tight. This completes round 5. Starting from round 6, we will make a color change as well. First, chain 1 as a turning chain. Keep in mind that the turning chain for single crochet does not count as a stitch. Now, insert your hook into the stitch immediately to the left of the turning chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over again, and pull through both loops on the hook. This completes one single crochet. Place a stitch marker into this stitch. Move to the next stitch and continue working single crochets. We will crochet a total of 9 single crochets, included the one we just put the stitch marker. When you are crocheting the last 9th single crochet, insert the hook and pull up a loop. There are 2 loops on the hook. You can now put down the yellow yarn and pick up the orange yarn instead. Use your hook to yarn over the orange and pull through the 2 yellow loops on the hook. Thus you finished the color change again. Once finished, you should count and ensure that you have worked the correct number of stitches. You will have 9 yellow stitches. If it is correct, let's move to the next stitch and continue working 7 single crochets with the orange yarn. When you reach the last orange single crochet, insert the hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop, leaving 2 orange loops on the hook. Pick up the yellow yarn and yarn over with it, pulling it through both orange loops to switch the color back to yellow. You should now have 7 stitches in orange. If it's correct, we can now continue working 8 single crochets with the yellow yarn. After finished 8 single crochets, we can quickly check our work. There will be 24 stitches in total. To finish the round, remove the stitch marker, complete a slip stitch. Pull the slip stitch tight. This completes round 6. Let's start round 7. First, chain 1 as a turning chain. Keep in mind that the turning chain for single crochet does not count as a stitch. Now, insert your hook into the stitch immediately to the left of the turning chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and pull through both loops on the hook. Place a stitch marker into this stitch. Move to the next stitch and continue working 9 single crochets. We will crochet a total of 9 single crochets, included the one we just put the stitch marker. Once finished, you should count and ensure that you have worked the correct number of stitches. You will have 10 yellow stitches. Here, we should undo the last yellow single crochet halfway so that you have 2 loops remaining on the hook. Now pick up the orange yarn with your left hand, then yarn over with the orange yarn and pull it through both yellow loops. We thus complete the color change. Pull the yellow yarn snugly to secure it. Let's move to the next stitch and continue working 5 single crochets with the orange yarn. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through again to make 1 single crochet in orange, and continue to make the rest of the stitches. When you reach the last orange single crochet, insert the hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop, leaving 2 orange loops on the hook. Put down the orange yarn and pick up the yellow yarn. Yarn over with it, pulling it through both orange loops to switch the color back to yellow. Keep working 9 single crochets with the yellow yarn. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through again to make 1 single crochet in yellow, and continue to make the rest of the stitches. After finished 9 single crochets, to finish the round, complete a slip stitch. Remove the stitch marker. Insert the hook into the marked stitch, yarn over, and pull through both the stitch and the loop on your hook. Pull the slip stitch tight. This completes round 7. We can quickly check our work. There should be total 24 stitches with 5 orange stitches in the middle. In round 8, we will introduce the concept of decrease with single crochet. Begin by working a turning chain. Remember that the turning chain does not count as a stitch. Now, insert your hook into the first stitch closest to the turning chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and pull through both loops on the hook to complete a single crochet. Place a stitch marker in this stitch. Now, move to the next stitch to begin a single crochet decrease. Insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop. You should have 2 loops on your hook. Move to the next stitch, insert your hook into it, yarn over, and pull up a loop. You should now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and pull through all 3 loops to complete the single crochet decrease. Next, we will work 2 groups of 2 single crochets followed by 1 single crochet decrease. In the next 2 stitches, work 1 single crochet into each. After completing these 2 stitches, move to the next stitch and begin a single crochet decrease. Insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, leaving 2 loops on your hook. Move to the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop, leaving 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over again and pull through all 3 loops to complete the decrease. This completes 1 group. We will now repeat this process for the next group. In the next 2 stitches, work 1 single crochet into each. Afterward, move to the next stitch and begin another single crochet decrease. When you reach the point where you have 3 loops on your hook, pause. We will change color here. Drop the yellow yarn and pick up the orange yarn. Yarn over with the orange yarn and pull through all 3 loops on the hook to complete the color change. At this point, you should have 8 yellow stitches. Move to the next stitch and crochet a single crochet with the orange yarn. Work 1 more single crochet in the next stitch. Then move to the next stitch and start another single crochet decrease. As we are switching back to the yellow yarn, when you reach the point with 3 loops on your hook, change back to the yellow yarn. Yarn over with the yellow yarn and pull through all 3 orange loops to complete the color change. At this point, you should have 3 orange stitches. Work 2 sets of 2 single crochets followed by 1 single crochet decrease. After completing these sets, you should have a total of 18 stitches in this round. If the stitch count is correct, you can now complete the round with a slip stitch. Remove the stitch marker and insert your hook into the stitch where the marker was placed. Yarn over and pull through both the stitch and the loop on your hook to complete the slip stitch. This finishes round 8, and you should now see the carrot shape starting to take form. Let's begin round 9. As usual, start by working a chain stitch for the turning chain. This turning chain does not count as a stitch. Insert your hook into the first stitch to the left of the turning chain and crochet a single crochet. Place a stitch marker in this stitch. Now, move to the next stitch and begin a single crochet decrease. After completing the decrease, we will repeat the sequence of 1 single crochet followed by 1 single crochet decrease 2 times. Once you complete the first set, work the second set. When you reach the point where the single crochet decrease has 3 loops on your hook, it's time to change color. Drop the yellow yarn and pick up the orange yarn. Yarn over with the orange yarn and pull through all 3 yellow loops on your hook to complete the color change. Move to the next stitch, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop. You should have 2 orange loops on your hook. We will change color again here. Pick up the yellow yarn, yarn over, and pull through all the loops on your hook to complete the color change. Gently pull on the orange yarn to tighten it slightly. Now, we will work 1 single crochet decrease in the next 2 stitches. You could remain the orange yarn above the stitch and the hook when crocheting with the yellow yarn. We could adjust the yarn to make the stitch tight. Then move to the next stitch to make 1 more single crochet. Next, work another single crochet decrease. At this point, you no longer need the orange yarn, so you can cut it with scissors. Then 1 more single crochet. Finally, complete 1 more single crochet decrease. This round will result in a total of 12 stitches. Once you've finished, remove the stitch marker and complete the round with a slip stitch. This finishes round 9. Before we move on to the next round, let's take a moment. Take the cotton from your materials kit and gently fluff it up. Start stuffing the egg shape, filling it snugly inside. You can pack it in a bit tighter to give the egg a more rounded, firm shape. Now, let's work the final round, round 10. This round consists of 6 single crochet decreases, and we will also attach the keychain. Start by making a chain stitch for the turning chain. This turning chain does not count as a stitch. Next, insert your hook into the first stitch beneath the turning chain to work your first single crochet decrease. Once completed, place a stitch marker. Continue by crocheting 5 more single crochet decreases in the following stitches. After completing all 6 decreases, find the stitch where you placed the stitch marker. Insert your hook into that stitch, and complete a slip stitch to close the round. Pull the yarn tight. At this point, we need to prepare a short length of yarn, leaving it a bit longer for later use in sewing and attaching the keyring. Cut the yellow cotton yarn with scissors. Take the tapestry needle and thread the yellow yarn through the needle. Now, from the top of the egg shape, insert the needle through the small opening and pull it out from the other side. Take the keyring and thread it onto the needle. Find a suitable spot on the edge of the egg, insert the needle, and pull it through. After securing the keyring in place, we will weave in the ends. Go back and forth through nearby stitches a few times to secure the yarn. Once everything is tight and properly adjusted, cut the yarn to finish. With that, the main body of the carrot-shaped egg is complete. Once the main body of the carrot is complete, we can move on to crochet the 3 small leaves for the top of the carrot. Start by taking the green cotton yarn, wrap it around your pinky finger, then pass the yarn between your middle and index fingers and pull the yarn down. Then, create a loop by wrapping the yarn around your middle finger. Insert your hook into this loop, yarn over, and pull through. Next, chain 5 stitches. Now, count back to stitches from the hook. This will be the second stitch from the loop. Insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch and the loop at once to complete a slip stitch. Move to the next stitch and crochet a single crochet. Then move to the next stitch and crochet 1 single crochet. In the final stitch, crochet a slip stitch. Finally, insert your hook into the large ring created by your left hand and complete a slip stitch to close the first leaf. This finishes the first leaf. Repeat the same process, chain 5 stitches, then work a slip stitch in the second stitch from the hook, followed by 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and finish with a slip stitch in the last stitch to create the other 2 leaves. Once all 3 leaves are completed, take your scissors and leave a small length of yarn for later sewing. Cut the yarn. Find the top center of the carrot and carefully sew the leaves into place. Now, take your tapestry needle and thread the yarn from the leaves. Insert the needle through the top center, pulling it out on the other side. Adjust and check the position to ensure it's centered. If the placement looks good, reinsert the needle through the edge of one of the leaves, pull it through. Then insert it again to secure it. Pick up a stitch from the body of the carrot and insert the needle, pulling it through. Adjust the leaves as needed to ensure they are secured in place. Once all 3 leaves are securely stitched to the top, use your crochet hook to tuck any extra green yarn ends into the body of the carrot, making the design look neat and tidy. And with that, our Easter carrot egg is complete.